We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live, Boxing Ego Unpack. Yeah. We unpack. We unpack. We unpack. Coming to you live. Devin Haney and Conor Benn go at it. The two don't seem to like each other. Conor's calling them out for a fight. Devin's saying his piece. In this video, I'm going to break down everything. Haney, Benn, where y'all been? What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you come in and subscribe. Daily boxing content. Now, Devin Haney, he just beat Brian Norman. Good performance. I thought, listen, I've already put my thoughts out there. Some people feel different ways about the performance. Me, I'm a realist. I told you that from the beginning. So, Devin was coming off of a performance that was not impressive at all when he fought Ramirez. And for that performance, I personally and others gave criticism, and I felt it was a fair criticism. But now he's being criticized for the Norman performance, and I don't think that that's quite fair. Here's why. Because boxing is about progress and progression. So as fans or boxing analysts such as myself, you can't really set your expectation and publicly put that out. And then when things don't go the way you predicted or pretty much the way you wanted to, then you move the goalpost. I don't believe in doing that. I think that's corny, and it makes you less of a man. A man got to own his wins, but he also got to own his losses. So people who picked against Devin Haney, right, then you just got to eat that. It was a solid performance against a guy that was dangerous. See, I've been in this game so long. I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. There's rules to this. I wrote you a manual. And the reality is a lot of boxing fans and media are poor sports, where if they get it right, you know, the pom-poms, they cheering. And when they get it wrong, they don't want to admit that they're wrong, and they'll move the goalposts, switch up, or say, yeah, but you can't beat this person. I mean, there's a time and a place for these extra conversations. Whether you think Devin can beat Conor Benn or Jaron Ennis or Ryan Garcia in the rematch, nothing to do with what he did versus Brian Norman. Those are additional fights, different people. I get it. But you sound like a hater when you can't differentiate the two and just give credit for what we've seen. We didn't see Ryan Garcia part 2 because Ryan, he's the one that didn't complete his side of it. Devin got past who he needed to get past at that point, which was Ramirez. Ryan didn't. So we got to start in boxing. I've been doing it, but other people, you got to start placing the blame on the rightful source, right? If Turkey was like, drop the lawsuit, Devin, they did it. Ryan signed up for the VADA testing. Ryan did it. Y'all fight on the same card. Ryan is the headliner versus Rolly, and Devin, no matter what we thought of the performance, he still won, and it wasn't no robbery. He beat Ramirez, right? So all those things considered, Devin completed his end of the bargain, whereas Ryan looked horrible, got dropped by Rolly, a guy who was expected to like steamroll, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. And then the same thing with the Brian Norman. A lot of us felt that it was a good fight. I mean, why did we watch it? Because we thought it was a good fight. This was my main event, and I told you I really needed to see the outcome, and that's that. Devin won. He won convincingly. He trailed off in the back half, but people are now letting the second half of the fight overshadow the good work that was done in the first fight, which is, again, corny and is not right. We criticized for the Ramirez, rightfully so. The performance was against a younger than Devin, who's also very young, a younger, big, strong opponent that people thought had a chance to beat him. And it was an improved performance, even with the back half being slower than the Ramirez outing. The kid fought a completely different style. So what are we talking about here? And I will get to Devin and Conor Benn, but we got to address the particulars here, right? So that's the reality of it. I'm always going to be real. I'm always going to be fair. There's no point in, as a man, trying to be stubborn and cling to what you said before if it no longer makes sense. Now, me, I got it 100% right. I said this was a good fight. It was my main event, and both guys had a chance to win. I still think that. Nothing I said changes. I think Norman, his lack of experience showed up, lack of head movement, didn't really seem to have a strategy. The corner advice was not on point for the given night. So he had the tools to get something done, but having the tools and putting it all together, two different things. I also said Devin had a pathway to win. And one of the key things that I kept saying is I kept hearing more and more from the Norman side about how Devin is horrible and can't punch and they're going to walk through his punches. And I told you guys, that is a bad mentality to have going into a fight. I said you should be treating Devin, even if you feel this in your heart of all hearts, The Art of War, 48 Laws of Power, these strategy books will teach you about how to move. And ultimately, you should treat him like King Kong or Godzilla. Literally what I said. If you're just going in there underestimating your foe, showing little to no respect, you're going to look crazy when they actually do hurt you, when you thought it was inconceivable that they hurt you. And that's exactly what we seen in the Norman fight. When Norman got dropped in the second round, he looked shook. He was like, what was that? How did that happen? All these people watching. I said this kid was not possible that he'd be able to hurt me. He said, violate, I'll demonstrate. And I said, quit trying to be like Floyd, right? All these things. And then when it came down to it, you did get hurt. And you did the stanky leg. So good on Devin, bad on the Normans. And then now a new beef enters, which we'll get into, with Conor Benn. Conor Benn, he seen it. Him and Eddie Hearn were not impressed by it. Follow me on social media. Listen, we hit our goal. I told you I was trying to get to 75K. We're at 76K. I'm the man. Shout out to the fans. Boxing Eagle 1 on Instagram only. That's my Instagram. The link tree, look, my link tree is right here. It's in the description of all my videos. Boom. You go to my link tree. You can get to my YouTube channel, which you're on. You can get to my shorts channel. We have a shorts channel, a separate shorts channel. Make sure you guys go to it. You know, donation methods, if you want to live stream, my StreamYard link, and so on and so forth. So everything is contained on my link tree. I made it very easy for you guys. I did you guys a favor to pretty much make one-stop shop to get to more Boxing Ego content if you want, right? But Devin, Conor, they're at it. The two don't like each other, and they go at it on an online feud. So I'll get into what was said. Conor Benn posted a I'm sorry. Take that. Bad boy. He posted, I don't know what this Bruce Willis in Pulp Fiction outfit is or whatever, but it's a picture of P. Diddy, brother love, showing Devin some love. I don't know. It looked like a pride event or something. So this graphic is insane, and Conor Benn posted it, And it says, Devin Haney, you little minge, are you still suing Ryan Garcia for battery? Crying him up. That's kind of funny. Come see me soon, and you'll actually be involved in an exciting fight. We know where you practicing all that hugging. And he tagged him. He said he was hugging Diddy. He was not feeling the Norman fight, the clinching. Devin Haney says, you the same band that tried to come up and say what's up and shake my hand last night. Then you get on Twitter talking tough. That's why I ain't shake your hand, because I know you really That's why you tucked your tail and walked away. You want to argue on the internet for clout. Wow. Devin Haney, he says you cannot put him and Conor Benn in the same sentence in a brand new interview. And he said that Conor Benn is afraid of fighting Jaron Boots Ennis. Now I want to play a clip. Devin was on Ariel Helwani's show, and he did not hold back.
Eddie is his master, so he does what Eddie wants him to do. Eddie, Conor Benn is accomplished nowhere near what I've accomplished. If we both were to retire today, ask boxers, ask the fans whose career would they rather have, my career or Conor Benn's career. And I'm younger than Conor Benn. He hasn't accomplished nothing. He hasn't done nothing in the sport of boxing. His biggest win is against a weight drain guy, and then he lost the first fight. He had a rematch to get a win against a guy that was weight drained. He did a rematch clause, did all these stipulations. That's his biggest win of his career.
So right off rip, Devin going off. He was like, if we retire today, would the fans, ask boxing fans, would they rather have my career at 27, I think Devin is, or him? I don't know, he's 30. I don't know exactly Conor Benn's age, but he says he's older, and his biggest win is a weight drain Chris Eubank. Now, I already mentioned that I do think Eubank was weight drained. I get it. Eubank signed up for it. It is what it is. He agreed to whatever terms, but it doesn't change what I've seen.
Well, as you know, and your dad has addressed this as well. Yeah, go ahead.
And the guy that he lost to, that he had the weight drain to put all these stipulations on, was never even world champion. And I love Chris Eubank, but he was never even world champion. So you can't even put us in the same sentence. He's nowhere near my level. And like I said, he's Eddie's little puppet. He does what Eddie says. Eddie has been hating on me for a while now. Every chance he gets, he talks down on me. Eddie Hearn. Yeah, like I said.
What was that? He said Eddie Hearn, like I said, and then just start drinking coffee. I don't know what that is. It sounded like he wanted to go in on Eddie Hearn, but he held back. I don't know what that was.
Go on. What did you want to say?
Yeah, Ariel Helwani said keep going. Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. This is my first time hearing this.
I said what I had to say.
Okay. Can I want to read the quote from Eddie, because I know your dad responded to it. He said, you are fighting scared, meaning he's fighting scared. He doesn't want to engage at any moment during the fight. You have Turki Al-Sheikh, who is paying the money. Haney had the fight at Times Square against Ramirez, and now this. I told him after the fight, you have to switch it up. You can't keep fighting like that, because no one is going to want to tune in and watch. What is your reaction to that quote, that criticism from Eddie Hearn?
You sound like Eddie Hearn is hating. Eddie Hearn is he's like a bitter ex-girlfriend of mine. Every chance he gets, he talks bad about me to this person and that person. I hear everything that he says to promoters, to fighters. Eddie Hearn cannot stop bringing my name up.
Well, there you have it. So obviously the relationship soured with him and Eddie Hearn. They used to work together. Eddie Hearn been dissing him. I looked it up. Conor Benn is 29 years old. For the record, again, I give you the receipts. I don't be playing around on my channel. Y'all know that. I give y'all all the facts. Conor Benn's 29. Devin's 27. Now, as far as the Eddie Hearn beef, it is what it is. That's their business or whatever. It's funny, though, that Boxer Ego be saying this stuff and y'all play around like I ain't the truth. Gervonta Davis, another person, he went out and he did an interview. I want to say before Frank Martin fight. I don't remember exactly what fight, but my memory is pretty good. I want to say Frank Martin, right? And Tank called Eddie Hearn a snake in the suit. He was like, he's two-faced. He's a snake in the suit. He then reached out with DMs, then he'll go to the press and the public saying different stuff, blah, blah, blah. Called him a snake in the suit. Listen, y'all hated when Tank said it. Now look at how Eddie Hearn and Devin Haney's dynamic and relationship has changed. I was at their last fight together, which was in December in San Francisco against Regis Prograis. None of which did we hear what we're hearing now. Now Devin is like he's a bitter ex-girlfriend of mine. That's how he's acting. He's acting like a scorned ex-lover or whatever. He can't stop talking bad, hating on me, blah, blah, blah. When I said it, when Tank said it, right, you guys are like, oh, no, Tank's just hating and made excuses, blah, blah, blah. And here we are. Also, when Jaron Boots Ennis, a fighter who I've been checking for some time, when he teamed up with Eddie Hearn, we heard from Ego that I was like, I don't really understand this marriage, this partnership. I don't know how that's going to work. Eddie Hearn ain't really made no American stars. Like, what is he going to do with the Boots to really get Boots over to Hill and make him like a pay-per-view draw? Fast forward to the future, we here now. I still don't see that like pay-per-view stardom on Boots' name, right? It's what it is. Y'all said I was hating and it didn't make sense what I was saying, blah, blah, blah. And year and a half, 2 years later, or years later, depending on what angle of what I said, we're still here. And Devin and Eddie relationship seems bad. Again, I've already said my opinion multiple times. I didn't have a problem with Devin Haney. I think it was an improvement from the Ramirez fight, and that's all you got to do. Listen, some of you guys are bums, and you don't understand winning is winning as long as you ain't cheat. Because if you cheat, then you didn't really win. You backdoor somebody, you win around the rule set. So that's not, I don't consider that a real win. But if you're a winner, winners win. It don't matter how you win. Like when I could talk about what I know. When I started YouTube, it was way different. To get 10,000 subs was dummy hard when I started. Now, if I were to start a new channel and the amount of traction and the way the YouTube algorithm is way different. You can 3 to 6 months, you could get 10K because they have shorts and different ways that you can climb up faster. None of that existed. There were no shorts. There were no live streams. There was no super chat. YouTube was a total different space, and it was super hard. And the people at top stayed at the top, and the people like me who just started at the bottom, right, we had to really work. So somebody could look at my channel and be like, oh, you put out 18,000 plus videos. That's what I had to do at the time to get this good and to get known and recognized. Everybody has a different journey. Now you can start YouTube. You don't have to put out 18,000 videos like I did because the game is different, right? The algorithm is different. So every person has their own unique individual journey when it comes to this game or any game. You know what I mean? But back to like the Conor Benn and Devin thing, my thing is this. Devin and his dad don't really seem like Conor Benn is someone they're taking serious. They're like, what has he done? He's beneath me, blah, blah, blah. I'm being so real. 147 is trash right now. Like, it is not a deep, great division. Maybe it could be when 140 guys start moving up, like if Keyshawn does a couple fights and then moves up, or whoever. Teofimo moves up. But right now it is weak. Devin just fought the best available, which was Brian Norman, beat him. And now he's kind of like when Broner beat DeMarco at 35. It's like you're in the wasteland of a division. And then the only other compelling fights are other guys who really aren't established welterweights, right? Like Rolly beat Ryan, but Ryan nor Rolly were established welterweights. So yeah, he a champion, but you became a champion through kind of a vacancy and by beating someone who was not, you didn't beat Crawford, you didn't beat Errol Spence, you didn't beat Keith Thurman, established 147ers. So that's everybody. Barrios, he might fight Pacquiao. Barrios has a good resume. The other thing, people are like, oh, Ego, why are you bringing up Tank? Because you ain't going to do nothing about it. So I speak the truth. I don't care who's mad. The funny thing about welterweight, since we're talking about welterweight being kind of like a wasteland, is all of the top guys, minus Devin Haney, Tank fought and beat already. He knocked out Rolly, fact. He knocked out Ryan Garcia, fact. And he knocked out Barrios, fact. So Barrios might fight Ryan. That's a Tank leftover title fight. Again, do you see how this keeps happening? They won't put Tank on the pound-for-pound top 10 list. Like, oh, man, he got in an argument with his girl. None of that has nothing to do with the pound-for-pound stuff. Kovalev was a POS, and he was on the pound-for-pound list. So what are we talking about? He was hitting women and all types of stuff. So anyway, the point is, if you look at all the top guys right now, Barrios, Ryan Garcia, they might fight. Barrios being the champion, Rolly being the champion who beat Ryan. So Rolly beat Ryan, 2 Tank leftovers. Pitbull beat Rolly, 2 Tank leftovers, 2 Tank conquests. And then Barrios is about to fight Ryan, 2 people that Tank already knocked out, right? In a lighter division, but still nonetheless, they're on Tank's resume. So people keep talking about, oh, Tank's resume. Oh, when is he going to step up his resume? But the whole welterweight picture now with Brian Norman getting knocked off is pretty much Tank leftovers. So that's a fact. And then there's another champion, Cocker Spaniel or whatever, Lewis Crockpot or whatever his name is from the UK. And we ain't really worried about him, bro. We talking about America and Mexico and these other regions. UK barely even have any champions right now. Oh, yeah, mate. You're slagging them, mate. You bang, mate. You're banging them. Like, we're not worried about the UK right now. They're not doing so well in the boxing. Speaking of UK, Conor Benn, he last fought at 160. Can he make weight? Could he drop down safely and be at 147? Perhaps. But my thing is with Devin Haney. Devin Haney's dad is currently targeting Rolly. It sounds like Rolly might fight Pacquiao. So I don't think that's available. Ryan, sounds like he's fighting Barrios. So realistically speaking, 47 is dry outside of that. Those are good fights. But who else is there? So for me, I don't care what Haney's talking about in terms of Conor Benn ain't this and that. I think that's probably one of the best available fights for you. So hopefully Turkey feels the same way and puts the bread up because it's a good style matchup between Conor Benn. You could say, oh, he's 29, he ain't done nothing, but he's coming off a good win with Chris Eubank, even though I thought he was drained. That's not Ben's fault. If Eubank drained himself, he shouldn't have signed the contract. It is what it is. You know what I mean? So instead of waiting for Ryan Garcia and Barrios to conclude or waiting for Rolly, I think Devin should sneak a January, February, March fight in with Conor Benn because he's the best available, and then target the winner of whoever, Rolly and Pacquiao or Barrios and, Ryan. Just my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your thoughts, but the two don't like each other. Conor Benn, he's saying Devin is boring. And credit to Conor Benn. And some people are going to, listen, I've been in boxing too long. You're not finna play me. Everything that fans can think of, I've already thought of because I'm that nice. The best in the business, and it's not even close. People are going to be like, oh, but Conor Benn is a drug cheat. He ate the eggs Benedict. Egg salad sandwich. It's the eggs, PEDs. But the fight you want to see is Ryan Garcia, and he popped for a PED too. So that's boxing. You know, Ryan popped, and people want to see Devin Haney try to avenge that with Ryan Garcia. So either you're against somebody who popped ever getting an opportunity, or you're not. So we can't only use it against Conor Benn and say, oh, why should he fight him? He tested positive. Ryan tested positive, and the world still want to see Haney and Ryan run it back, and it's a big fight. So that's my thoughts on that. Y'all can't outsmart me. We unpacked. Live streaming can be tough, which is why I use StreamYard. Click the link in the description for StreamYard, which is an awesome tool that enables you to set up your stream with ease of use. Get great results with live streaming. It's what I use. Stream to social media with ease with StreamYard. Live streaming is here to stay. Engage with your audience using StreamYard. Great way to reach out to your audience and connect. So you need a tool that can do that. If you're new to YouTube and you're struggling to get views, one tool I can provide to you is TubeBuddy. I've been on YouTube over 10 years. I use TubeBuddy daily to crank out videos just like this one that you're watching. Learn how the pros do it with TubeBuddy. YouTube receives a lot of traffic, which also means a lot of creators, a lot of people putting out content. So you need to learn the ropes so you know how to separate yourself, especially if you're new. But even if you're a pro, use TubeBuddy. The link is in the description. Get more views, more subscribers, and a higher click-through rate, so ultimately you can realize all of your online goals. Use my affiliate link in the description and grow your channel fast.